Alola everybody, welcome back, and I am TheChornick, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about Ash's Pokemon, okay? We have like 50 episodes left. He needs one more Pokemon, right? Who is his last Pokemon going to be? Okay, we have like 5 right now. We have Pikachu, we have freaking Torracat, we have good old Lycanroc, and Poipole, and Rowlet. Alright, at this point, in X and Y, he had all 6. He had Noibat, actually, by episode 76. And we're, like, at 82, 83 right now, right? So, he already had, like, Noibat 6 episodes ago. It's final, you know, the whole 16. And so, with that being said, okay, where's his 6 Pokemon here? Because it's been, like, 6 episodes now since when we would probably expect it. I mean, it's the same writers, right? As X and Y. So, where's his 6 Pokemon? Or is it a Pokemon from the past that, you know, we just aren't thinking about? Maybe he'll just bring back a Pokemon to fight in the league, you know, like Gakuga, you know, like good old Greninja or Charizard or whoever, right? Maybe this will be an actual series where we get to see him go through each and every individual battle, because we have like 50 episodes left, and he's almost through he's going to Pony Island in the next couple episodes. We have 50 episodes left. We're the majority through the way of the series, like we're 80 episodes, right? And that's a big chunk. I mean, that's like, we're the majority of the way through, but we have maybe like about 50 left, because X and Y, X, Y, and Z had about 140 episodes, and Sun and Moon will probably end around like November next year. So we have about like, I'd say about like 50 to 60 episodes left. So with that being said, maybe, you know, it would end at 140, so we have about like 50 to 60. What's going to happen in that chunk of time? I mean, he could get another Pokemon. He'd still have to evolve a lot of his Pokemon. He's only evolved Torracat once, right? Lit into Torracat, and he's only evolved Lycanroc. So he's only evolved Pokemon twice, and it's been 80 episodes. So he needs one more Pokemon, and he also needs to evolve his previous Pokemon. So Poipole, I'm hoping, will eventually evolve. Rowlet hasn't evolved yet. So this is making me really, really nervous, considering that it's like 80 so episodes in, and Rowlet hasn't even evolved once yet. And considering that it has like a 3-stage evolution, it's making me feel like at most they're gonna make him only evolve once, because they have only made him evolve and like have just move-based stuff. Like all of his development has basically been around, okay, using a Z crystal and learning new moves, you know, Razor Leaf and that. So with that being said, that's it. I mean, Rowlet might just get powerful moves and then be done. Okay, which I'm hoping it's not the case, and he ends up getting at least one evolution. I'm really hoping that he gets all the way to his final form. That way he could be a grass and ghost type, and Ash can actually have a freaking ghost type. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we have Torracat, who still needs to evolve, right, into Cineroar. But Greninja, I think, was at 100, episode 100 is when good old Greninja finally took full form. So that only left like 40 episodes for Greninja to go through his entire like arc where he just like transformed to Ash Greninja and he had to control it and blah 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 blah. So that only left like 40 episodes of that. So maybe in the next 15 to 20 episodes he'll evolve Torracat, and maybe he would catch, in the next 15 to 20 episodes, catch his final Pokemon. If not, maybe he will go back and get Solgaleo. Now, also in X and Y, if they decide to do something similar to X and Y, we've already seen all the Pokemon up until Noibat. Okay, so Ash, that's why everyone was wondering, okay, who could his 6 Pokemon be? Because, I mean, we've just, like, seen everybody. Who could it possibly be? Maybe he'll bring back Charizard or something and make it a Mega, which was not the case. They ended up bringing Noibat back, even though we already saw him, right? We already saw him earlier in the series. We already showcased him, and Alexa even had Noivern. So it was kind of a shock when we saw that Ash, you know, hatched this egg and it was Noibat. It's kind of like directors just like realized that they already showcased all the Pokemon, but they finally decided, okay, we'll just make it a Noivern because Dragon type, and we left Goodra off somewhere. So maybe this would suffice, and people would think that this is replacing Goodra, but in reality, they didn't have enough time. Not that good stuff, and so they brought Goodra back. Any case whatsoever, we can actually probably here assume that Ash is going to catch a Pokemon that we've already seen in Sun and Moon up to this point. In my top, like, 3 guesses as to what Pokemon he would possibly get is Kommo-o, because last season he had 2 dragons, right? Last series he had 2 dragons, that Noivern and Goodra. So I'm thinking they might give him a dragon. Again, this is the same writers. They might give him like a really powerful powerhouse like Kommo-o. Like they, you know, had the powerhouse of Goodra and Noivern. All these powerful Pokemon Ash had in X and Y. I feel like they would at least give him another powerhouse here. Even though Lycanroc has shown to be really good, and Torracat is going to eventually be Incineroar, and Poipole is going to be like this fully evolved Ultra Beast, and Pikachu's just Pikachu, right? And Rowlet's the only one that's kind of like, kind of there, you know, like, not really that threatening in his appearance because he's just a Rowlet, right? But maybe he could still do stuff in regards to his moves and whatnot. That's why I'm really, really hoping that he fully evolves. But right now, a lot of people have been upset, especially me, because I really wanted him to catch Sandslash, the Alolan Sandslash, because I would feel that, like, maybe in Sun and Moon, they would try and get him at least one Alolan version, because that was, like, such a big deal for Sun and Moon, like, having all these different versions. So maybe he would catch a Kanto Alolan Pokemon. Okay, and since he never had the original Sandslash back in the actual Kanto region, right, the first series, this would make sense for him to have this Sandslash. It's a Steel and Ice type. Freaking hell yeah! You know what I mean? But, like, and I use Sandslash, the Ice one, right, in good old Sun and Moon. My playthroughs, I use the good old Alolan Sandslash. Dude, I wanted him to catch this one. If any of the Alolan Pokemon, that one would have fit. Plus, it would have been kind of like that parallel to Lily's, you know, Vulpix with the whole, like, Ice deal, you know what I mean? Like, so him being Ice and Steel, that would have just worked out perfectly. And still, he could end up getting a Sandslash later on. Maybe you'll catch it just as a Sandslash, or maybe it'll be a Sandshrew evolving into Sandslash. But that could be a very big possibility. Another possibility, besides like Kommo-o and besides Sandslash, would be Wimpod, because he doesn't have a Water-type Pokemon. So we had him like kind of have that connection with that Wimpod. Remember, back in like I think it was episode 20, wasn't it? Where he had that connection with that one Pokemon, and it was the first time we saw Tapu Lele, I think. I could be wrong about that, but like it was one of like the female Tapus, and he rescued this Wimpod, and that Wimpod could return and eventually be Golisopod. Golisopod and Wimpod have like the most stupid abilities, like the freaking emergency exit. I'm sorry, like I hate that. Like, oh my god, like they're when they use their like senses and like retreat after getting hurt. Like, what if someone hits you and you're less than half after the first hit after you just send in your Pokemon? It's so stupid. Like, I really hope that they change the ability in the next like game or two, because Wimpod and Golisopod's abilities are absolutely flawed in my opinion. Because I used it in my game, because I love Golisopod. Golisopod is cool, but like, I was so frustrated when he kept, like, leaving, and, like chickening out, you know, like, flying back on the Pokeball, and I have to be forced to use someone else that might not be as powerful against the opponent that I'm using. So, like, I was really, really upset with that. I just don't like Golisopod's abilities, period. But you guys can post to me in the comment section below your thoughts about that, whether you agree with me or not on like, Golisopod's abilities, because that's stupid that he just, like, leaves. Like, leaves the battle after, like, you have to send him back in, like, later on. Like, it's freaking ridiculous. The whole, like, chickens out and stuff. I can see what the directors were, like, the Pokemon creators were trying to go for, but it just doesn't work. It's so annoying, that he kept leaving, because sometimes you throw in him to deal some damage, but someone would do enough damage, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's not get carried around. That's a entirely separate, video that I should make about Golisopod. But Golisopod is still a possibility. We haven't even seen Guzma yet. So we might eventually have Ash get Wimpod and have it be fully evolved into Golisopod. That'd be pretty freaking cool, have another bug type that's freaking monstrous and freaking epic. You know what I'm saying? So if not Kommo-o, then maybe Sandslash. If not Sandslash, then maybe doggone Golisopod. But those are my top 3. Post in the comment section below what you think his possible Pokemon could be. He could bring Solgaleo back. He could end up just not getting a 6th Pokemon and just go ahead and start bringing other Pokemon back from like Professor Oak's lab, or Dagon Greninja from his Root Crusades, right, where he's going bashing all this like extra evil energy and stuff, which that was so stupid. I'm still mad about that. That was such a stupid way to send him off. I'm sorry. Like, doggone Pokemon. Like, as great as our XY writers are, there's some really serious like mishaps, slip-ups, like that just that bugged the hell out of me. But doggone, he better win this league. I swear. If he does it, which he probably won't, I'm gonna be angry. Everyone's gonna be angry. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Post in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings. What Pokemon do you think he's gonna catch? If he's gonna get a 6th Pokemon? To me, it just seems right that he gets an Alolan version, because that was such a big deal. So that's such a big part of Sun and Moon. It's so different from the other games. It's the Alolan versions. So it just made sense to me that he would get like a Alolan Sandslash, which just makes sense out of all the possible ones that he could possibly get. I don't think he would get an Exeggutor. He already has a Grass type. So he doesn't have an Ice type. He doesn't have a Steel type. So just give him good old Sandslash. Water type? Okay, he doesn't have a Water type, so get him Golisopod. And, you know, Dragon type. Okay, Kommo-o, because he had Dragon types back in XY. So that's my thought process on it. Post in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings. What should his, 6th Pokemon be? Or will it just be like Solgaleo coming back? Even though we have that whole Necrozma arc coming up. That's probably when Solgaleo is going to come back. And maybe Ash will keep him and actually catch a legendary Pokemon. Hopefully. Pray. Cross your fingers. I love your faces. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace off. Thank you very much.